Brothers, welcome back to Territorial IO. We are starting off today here in the United States for a little free-for-all action with 46 players here. Now, we are going to be starting down south in Mexico, switching it up from our normal spot in the Pacific Northwest. I really like this spot. There's a lot of land around it, especially now that one player left. This is going to work out really well for us as long as nobody came at the last second. We'll check that here in a little bit, but we'll go ahead and start off with our more conservative opening until we can kind of see what's really going on. But I always like to kind of start a little bit more on the conservative side. And things are looking rather wide open, so I think after this one I'm going to go ahead and bump it up a little bit just to see if we can get a little bit more land. Yeah, let's just go ahead and get it now. This is gonna give us enough troops to kind of defend, but honestly Bucklers is our closest person. He's super weak, so I think we have a great chance of just being a little bit more risky and grabbing most of this land, and we do get the crown. So we are going to run out of room to expand, but we do have a lot of bots to go into, so that's going to be our goal for the time being. Now, in terms of our overall expansion path, we're not going to be growing in any specific direction. I would like to cut off some bots, but honestly, that doesn't seem too realistic just based off Bucklers and Elite Peps locations. So we'll just be growing in whatever direction we can, trying to maintain that crown as best as we can. Now, we are going to be trying to avoid going straight north, but unfortunately, that is just not necessarily possible with our direction. I'd much rather be bigger than not in the optimal position. Being in the middle of this map, obviously pretty detrimental to your chances of winning, especially when you do have the crown, but we are rather strong compared to most of our neighbors, with the exception of our iOS user 728, but he's attacking player 5 or 454, so we're going to go ahead and join in on that. And he does attack us, but he's already down to all of his troops, so we get that land pretty easily, as Drew's mom up to the north is also falling. So we have a truce with Elite and Monkey Man. Now, Bucklers is for some reason going into iOS user. I'm going to join in on that because other people are as well. I'm a little bit surprised that one went through, especially because Bucklers is so weak. So let's go ahead and try and take them both out at the same time and grab all of their land. We have a pretty substantial lead now. We're at 31,000 pixels. The next closest person is at 27,000. So Elite is wanting me to attack Monkey Man. I'm really not into that one at all. I wouldn't get anything out of that, and honestly he wouldn't either, so I'm not exactly sure why he wants that. Maybe because he knows Friendly's is on the other option. Friendly is quite the beast himself. So what we're going to do here is just kind of save up our troops and come back when we have some options. Okay, quick development. Elites win in on Monkey Man regardless, and so Monkey Man does leave. That's great for us, but now Elite Pep is in a very weakened state. I'm not sure how much I want to really be his friend versus just kind of take him out of the game, especially because the orange player to the north also engaged. So I will go ahead and take them both out. He wants me to take out the purple player on my way out. Good chance of that happening, but we'll kind of see how that goes. For right now, I do want a truce with these boys, and we'll just try and get a truce again with Cat. Cat has not given us a truce, which is a little bit concerning, just based off the fact that that one kind of makes sense. Honestly, we don't have good borders with each other, so hopefully he's not conspiring to kill me with anybody else. Friendly is another target I would like to go into, but I don't feel like picking a fight with the second strongest player in the map right now is going to be a wise move for us. I think it'd be smarter for us to go into Scrimble Town or the Hellenic Republic, but we're going to kind of wait on that, see if anybody weakens themselves to a state where we can really attack them, as Scrimble Town is kind of doing that. I'm thinking about going into him. There wouldn't be any benefit of going into the orange player ourselves, as he does full send. Okay, so we don't get anything out of that. There wasn't ever going to be anything we could get out of that, but let's just try and knock off Friendly. Reason for this is I have double his troops. I don't necessarily need to be his friend, so let's go ahead and knock him down a couple pegs. I don't think I'm going to get any. I don't think I'm going to take him out in one quick blow, so I'm going to go ahead and accept that truce, as we do get the crown back and nobody else was joining in on it. That was a little bit concerning. I was kind of hoping that other people would see that and go in, but fortunately it doesn't happen for us. We're trying to get some, let's just try and stir some drama, see what happens. I got to play a little bit more conservatively now. I could go into the Hellenic Republic, but let's go into Scrimble Town. I know being in the middle is not necessarily the most beneficial, but we do get help immediately from Cat Weasel, and I think we might get help from Friendly as well. So let's just continue going into this guy as, oh, you betrayed me. Okay, that hurts my feelings. I've been saving this guy because it's like, well, he hasn't attacked me. There's no need for me to attack him. So we will go finish up Scrimble Town and then probably go into the Republic as well. as Catweasel has accepted a truce finally at some point. So we do lose the crown. It's actually a good position for us to be in at this point in the game. Gives us less of a target on our backs. So now we can start going into the Republic pretty unimpeded. Now I am a little bit worried about what Friendly is going to do. He does have more troops than me, so I kind of want to see him attack somebody prior to me going in on this guy. But I'm going to go ahead and do it. I think Catweasel will join in on the fight. And actually the British Empire is in on this as well, so that's huge for us. He throws up the white flag, so we can expect the full send here any second now, which is going to be slightly unfortunate for us. Oh, he actually full sends the red player. Okay, so we get all of this land without really having to pay the price for it. And we are falling behind on Friendly. Friendly is getting absolutely huge. He's exploded in strength as that purple player did full send him. It didn't seem like anybody else was in on that, so he got all of the land as we cut off Catweasel down south. So what are we going to do here? Well, let's try and get truces with everybody that touches Friendly. I think now is the time to go in on him, as our relative strength is similar to his. So let's go ahead and start the fight. Hopefully we can inspire people to join in. If not, this is going to get really ugly really fast. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Attack. Attack. Come on, give me some attacks. I just need one person to join me. Actually, I probably need two. Unfortunately for us, Android user did look like he joined in, but immediately got punished for that. He didn't have the troops for it. So that might actually be good for us. It gives Catweasel a border, who is not necessarily strong, but if he goes into Catweasel, we're going to get a lot of that land. So Catweasel is attacking Friendly. That is good. Imperial Federation and Raven do not look like they have attacked. Well, Raven actually does look like he has attacked, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. That little outpeak up north might be from attacking, but hard to tell right now as we are very far behind on this map. I mean, goodness gracious, he's got 14 million with a full attack going. That's insane. As Catweasel is about to go down, hopefully Catweasel full sends him just to give us a little bit of land back in on this, and he does not shoot. Okay, so we're gonna have to go join in on the attack on Catweasel to get a little bit more land for ourselves. Now that does unlock British Empire, so that might be beneficial for us in the end. If we look at the pixel count, there is still a chance. We're not that far off, as Raven's now engaging a little bit more in the attacks. He's now going after the Imperial Federation, which is horrible for us. He was a decent ally, but it does again unlock. Oh, don't full send. Don't full send in that situation. Just hold off. When you're kind of fighting off the crown in this situation and your teammates are strong enough, just give it a little bit of time. Full sending is not going to do anything, especially when you're that weak. So let's all just continue. Fortunately, everybody's looks like they're in on it now of attacking Friendly, as we're getting very close to taking the crown away from him, as we're at 119,000 pixels. He's at 136, so we do have a good chance. British Empire is holding strong, and Raven is now being very aggressive in his attacks, which is a welcome sight. Yes, British Empire, you are very strong. Hold the line, brother. Hold the line. We're almost there. We're so close. Okay, so I actually get the crown out of that. Now, it's not going to do us any good if British Empire falls, because we're not going to get any of that land. Friendly's probably going to get all of it. Now, I am a little bit concerned about what happens next when we start touching borders with other people. I'm going to give you a big heart, and we're going to give you a heart. Hopefully, Raven becomes our boy. British Empire full sense, just a second too early, so we don't necessarily get all of the land, but at least Friendly doesn't get any of it, as now we need to be a little bit more concerned about what Raven's going to do. Raven is pretty concerning, as this would be the point where if you're going to betray someone, this is the moment that's going to happen. So let's keep up the pressure on Friendly, and yep, Raven does attack us. That is unfortunate. So what are we going to do in this scenario? Well, the big brain play would probably be to go in on Raven, but honestly Friendly is so weak at this point that I feel like I can finish him off, or at least convince him to full send. So let's bank on that, see what we can do, as we do have a pretty strong lead, but not nearly enough in terms of pixel count. Pixel count, they've got 20,000 or 21,000. I've got 18, so I'm very far behind on the pixel count. Fortunately, I just have the troop advantage, so I really don't want to give Friendly the opportunity to build up by attacking Raven. So I'm going to keep the pressure in on Friendly, as he's already down to 7 million. And yes, Raven is giving some major attacks in, but all we need to do is get Friendly down. And if we can get Friendly down, then at least enough. Now that is interesting. If we had started attacking Raven, Friendly is very weak, but I'm going to keep the pressure on Friendly. I think that's the smart play here, is just taking him down. He offers the truce. Ooh, I'm going to take it. I'm going to risk it. I'm going to risk it because Raven is being very aggressive. Look, he spent 4 million troops on that last attack, so I think we can punish him for it. This might not be the best play. I think it might have been best to continue in on friendly, but the way that Raven was going in so strong, just really, I had to do something about it. So he's spending millions of troops on these attacks. So let's give a smaller but bigger attack in. And there we go. So we used about 4 million troops there. That was a pretty good attack and gained a little bit of land. I don't know if that one really did as much, as friendly does betray us. Slightly to be expected. Maybe it was best to finish him off. I wasn't sure how much I could hold off Raven in the time being, so let's just continue down Raven's path, as he is the second strongest, definitely the better of the two targets, as friendly is going to have a hard time building up enough troops to do too much damage based off our defensive modifier of having more troops. So let's just continue the pressure in on Raven. As Raven's falling, he hit 8 million there for a brief second, and we haven't fallen below 15 million here yet, so we're doing really well. As friendly's kind of realizing what's going on, he's building up troops for another big attack, and there's the attack. So we're not necessarily gaining any pixels on these attacks, but we are weakening them. So we just need to keep up the pressure, and maybe if we hit friendly back, maybe that's the way, because friendly lost a lot of troops, but at least we can slow him down a little bit and then go back into Raven. That might be the strategy here, of just kind of letting friendly know that his attacks won't go unimpeded, and then focusing in on Raven, and then maybe saving up very large attacks to then attack friendly, just to kind of weaken him a lot. But this is at the breaking point now, where we are finally gaining pixels out of this, and Raven is getting weaker and weaker. We just need someone to get frustrated and full send, and then we can win the game. So we're in a great position where if either player full sends, we're probably going to get most of the land out of that. So let's just keep up the pressure here and keep up the attacks. We're almost done with this, as Raven is getting weaker and weaker. He's down to, there we go. He's already in 3rd place. So we're definitely getting a good charge off on him, as he's getting frustrated with sending more frequent attacks, which only lowers his troop count, makes it go a little bit faster than what it typically would, and we're continuously keeping up the pressure on Raven. At this point, I could attack friendly. Friendly is getting very aggressive, but I feel like Raven is at the point of almost being done with the game. So he's at 7 million. I think this attack will take him down to 6. Let's just wait for a minute to get that down, so that friendly's attacks are doing nothing, because friendly, again, being more aggressive gives us the opportunity to save up a little bit. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but if we save up more and he just keeps attacking, then he's just hitting his head against the stone wall. It's not doing anything for him. So Raven's down to 5 million. That's exactly what we needed to finish off this game. As soon he will be finished, it'll probably take 2-3 more attacks to get him all the way down, and there he goes. So he's down to 4 million already. Another couple more will get it done. But just make sure to keep saving up so friendly's attacks do less and less. Friendly is gaining on pixels, but so are we. And this is the point now where even if Raven full sends, friendly's getting almost nothing out of this. We've cut him off. We've cut off Raven from the majority of the land. He's down to less than 1 million, so let's go ahead and finish him off now. And that's the end of Raven, and now we can turn our full attention in on friendly. Now for this quick moment, we're going to build up our troops, build up our advantage before we begin the attack. We have 250,000 pixels. He's got 152, so we're beating him by quite a large margin, and now we can begin the attacks. There's no chance of him being able to come back from this, and rightfully so. We did play that decently well. Now I will say it probably was smarter to completely go in on friendly. Definitely was a mistake to stop the attack on him, but I had a feeling he might want to survive, but I also kind of forgot that I attacked him earlier, so that was definitely a misplay on my part, trusting friendly to be our friend. But it did buy us a little bit of time. Ultimately, we were able to recover and take down Raven, so not necessarily the worst mistake. Now, if that could definitely have gone against us, so in that scenario, if I could play it again, I would just take it out friendly and then focus in on Raven. So one enemy is better than two, as now we can slowly but surely start to whittle down friendly, as he's gonna stick around for the entire bit just to be a little bit annoying. Whatever, we'll just go ahead and give him this big attack. Good game to you, sir, and a good game to all involved. And as we wrap things up here, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching, especially if you've made it this far in the video. If you haven't made it this far in the video, hey, give it a thumbs up, really helps me out a lot. If you're new around here, subscribe for more. I put out videos every day. But boys, I will see you in the next one.